Hi guys, my name is Lee. I just wanted to show you some stuff that you could do through Ableton Live. So I have the Elgato right here. So it's gonna mirror the same way that I have on the app. So it's gonna say Midi. So if I click on this, it'll take me there. And if I click on this, it's gonna bring me here. So you want to make sure that you go into the stream store and install the Midi once you're able to. It might ask you some information to log in and add it to the cart. But once you're able to get that in, you should be able to use the different controls that you have here. So you have a MIDI control change. So this is gonna let you like change things that you want like through Ableton Live. You also have program changes. So normally you would use this if you wanted to change different patches, like a piano to a string. And you also have note on or off if you wanted to use like a key on your keyboard that you don't normally use. You can use the note on or off. Right now I'm going to use the Stream Deck to be used through Ableton to control like if I wanted the mic on or off, and if I wanted to have like the reverb or delay on or off. So once you're able to do that, you're going to go here, make sure it's selected for mic, channel 1, 0 for bank select, button toggle, 127 is on, 0 is off, only value would be 127, and all other values will be off. And then you want to have the Stream Deck to DAW and DAW to Stream Deck. First, you are going to need to go into Loop Midi, and then this is where you would add your Loop Midi. So you will give it a name, click the plus line, and then do the same thing for this one. Create a name, click the plus sign, and then these will show up right here. So this is going to be like your MIDI network to be able to connect to different applications. So once you're able to do that and you're all set up, so I am using the iOS app, so it has like 6 boxes open on the demo, but that should be enough for what you want to do, like if you want to do microphone and reverb delay. So once you're able to get that all set up, you can go into Ableton and you're going to click on this MIDI button on the top right corner, and then once you're able to, you're going to click on the number 3. This is where I have my microphone. So if I push on my app, you should see that it's been mapped. So when I go back into MIDI, push the button, and that's how the MIDI is set up. I'm also going to do the reverb and delay, and the way that you would do that is that you could also do this right here. So it's going to show all your MIDI controllers right here. So I'm going to go ahead and delete that one. Go to the reverb, click here, and delay. I'm going to click right here, delay. So when I click on this, I should have reverb right here. So right now it's off. When I click it, now I should be able to hear the reverb and delay, and now you shouldn't be able to hear it. Okay, I wanted to show you some other stuff on Ableton. So you can also use the LK app, which is like a control surface but on a phone. You can also use things like OSC. Usually for OSC, you would need to get the Ableton for Max plugin to be able to use OSC. You can also use OSC for OBS. The only thing is that it would need to translate it, which OBS does not have MIDI controls, so it would have to use like a MIDI translation to be able to control the OBS through shortcuts. And the great thing about that is that it uses an IP address interface. So like anything that you use, you have like so many channels that you can use it for each shortcut. You can also use it for sending or receiving on your iPhone. So if you go into Ableton Live, it's a free plugin. So if you go here, connection kit for Max for Life, you just have to have the Max for Life. So this could do Lego, Mindstorms, EV3, and OSC. This free set of Max for Live devices provides exactly what you need. So there's like so many things you could do with this. So you got Lego, Arduino. So you could do Arduino. I've seen like Arduino be used for like Bluetooth. It could also be used for like programming like lights. I think I've seen for Christmas lights. You could actually like do different types of controls with the LEDs. But for music, I haven't gotten too far in that, but I'm pretty sure there's like a lot of controls, sensors that you can use through Arduino. You also have little bits, and you also have a camera here too. So, oh, that's pretty cool. Map open parameters. There was also another plugin that's pretty nice on here too, which is the surround panner, and you could like pan it like using surround sound. So you could right here. So you got the surround panner, so you could like use more of a spatial panning diagram. Okay, to be able to use the LK app first, you want to make sure that you have this set up for the loop MIDI. I have this one for LK to DAW. Then the Ubridge, specifically for the LK and Ableton Live control surface. To be able to get this used, you want to go into Program Data, Ableton Live, Programs, and then drag the application here. And then you want to select this LK DAW to be able to get that network to communicate with this application to be able to send it to Ableton Live. So once you have that, I'm gonna go ahead and go on the app. Now you can see that there's signal on the right side. Okay, so once you have that, you want to make sure you go to Options, Preferences, Audio MIDI, and you want to have that LK set up as a control surface, and then have the input and output control for Ubridge for the LK to DAW. And then you also want to have the port set up for LK input and output for the track and for the remote. So the track's going to let you control the tracks, and then the remote's going to be like for the actual controls. Okay, so once you have that, make sure it's show is on for the show link toggle and the start stop sync. So this is going to be for this right here. So once you select this, you're going to be able to synchronize the tempo, the beats, everything is going to be here, and it's going to synchronize with your controller. So once you have all that set up, I'm going to go ahead and close this. So you have a couple of things on here. So you have the play, stop, record, and then you also have the beats right here. So this is going to tell you where you're at in the time. And let me go ahead and go into the app real quick. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and add a MIDI track, arm. Should start seeing signal. And then I'm gonna go ahead and drop a drum rack here, and a compressor to be able to glue those dynamics together. So you're gonna go to Audio, Effects, Glue Compressor. So you have the threshold, makeup gain, the ratio of compression, 4:1, release, attack. And then over here you have your drum rack. So everything that's gray is not showing, so if you click on these you'll be able to see it. So you have your macro controls, and then you also have this right here, and then you'll see the MIDI pad. You're going to see that they're lettered in musical alphabet, so you have C sharp, C, C sharp, D, D, so it keeps on going up like that. And these are your octaves right here, so you can actually see them. So you can add a bunch of stuff on here for audio samples, effects, and then you can use the OSC connectivity app to be able to trigger those effects, not just with MIDI controls, but also like with translation to those controls to different applications. Okay, so I'm going to keep it at C, and then I'm going to go ahead. So go ahead with the audio samples. So usually it won't be able to see the audio samples if they're zipped, so you have to unzip them, then check in the add folder, and then they'll show up here. So you can have the audio samples. You can also have your tracks here too. So right now it's just the audio samples, and then I'm going to click on the folder, and you can add a snare, drum, kick, and a hi-hat. And I'm doing this through the app. Okay, now let me go ahead and show you some things that are on the app that you can use. So I'm going to go ahead and make this bigger. And I'll also add the description of the folder of audio samples that I used, and also the link where you can get that OSC plugin for Ableton Max. Okay, so on the right side, you're going to see that there's a green bar. So this is going to be like, it's going to go through the octaves, and then you'll see that they're labeled right here. So you have the kick, snare, and hi-hat, and when you play it you could actually see that they're playing. And then on the top you have live MIDI, is like if you're using your iPhone as a controller, if it has a built-in digital audio station you have any on your iPhone. Okay, I'm gonna go put this back on here on the and then on the right side you have the tempo, the time, like where you're on the beat. Then you also have the track, so you can select each track, it will change to those different tracks. And then you also have like arm track and quantization. So let me go up real quick. So you can see that I'm changing tracks. And then the red circles are arm, then you have the squares are stop. And if you click on one of these circles on top, it will create a record loop. Press edit loop, press edit loop, press edit loop. Okay, and then if you hold on it, you can delete it. You can also go here. If you hold on here, you could duplicate, copy, paste. You could also see the properties. You can also switch to the sessions. And if you click on each track and you drag up, you can actually see. Let me click on this one right here. So you click on this. You can actually see the devices. So you got the macro here, scroll up. Then you have the compression, so you can control compression right there too. So you got composer, devices, sends. So if I go back to vocals, right here. So vocals, you can actually see that you could turn off or turn on the track. It'll still be playing, but you won't be able to hear anything. And you also have the solo. I'm gonna go ahead and close that. Then you also have reverb, delay, and so the reverb is off right now. So I'm gonna go here, turn it back on. That's the reverb. Go back here. So vocals, sends. So if I bring those down, you won't hear the reverb, delay. Now you hear the reverb and delay. Okay, let me go on to the next one. So you got the MIDI pad. So you got the arpeggiator, the scales, the chords within those scales. So you could select each one of those, play the chords when you want them to play. You also have an arpeggiator. You could click that square, turns it on. So steps will be like how many interval steps are in between each. So you have one, you have like two, you have one interval. So you have 2 notes for the arpeggio, and you increase it, or it'll have more. And on the right side, you have a rate, so that's how fast the arpeggios are playing. And then you have the gate. So let me go ahead and bring that down. Then you have the mixer here, faders. Then you have the XYZ, so you can use that for crossover if you have like a low cut and a high cut, and then cross over in the middle. You could do some DJ stuff with that, modulation, velocity. You have some same features like the other one. Click on this. It would be great for chords, bass. You could do it like a full chord. You could do arpeggios. And then it'll be easier to see. Like you could just push. You could put your fingers a lot more easier to play than if there was something that you wanted to try. And I've seen this on one of the launch pads before, so it depends on the preference of what you want to play. And then you also have the same features right here. Then you have the piano, modulation wheel, expression. Okay, and that's about it. And thank you for watching this video. Hope this was helpful. If you could like, subscribe, share this video out, and I hope everyone's having a great day.